The revolving door of oil and gas employees to FERC is quite alarming because you can just sense the special interest and it becomes almost a circus show.
FERC, the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission, is the agency that makes decisions about the expansion of the gas industry.
There are 5 commissioners which are appointed by the President of the United States and then approved by Congress.
And the problem that we're seeing is that the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission is funded based upon the fees that they get,
which are paid by industries.
It allows the oil and gas industry to basically pick and choose where they want to place infrastructure, whether it's a compressor station, pipelines, LNG facilities.
People don't realize that this unaccountable body is making hugely important decisions.
According to FERC regulations, only landowners along the right-of-way are notified for an interstate pipeline.
It's like an invasion. That's what's happening.
FERC has really trampled on communities.
The Minnesota compressor station,
A 12,260 horsepower gas compressor station,
was put in here through FERC approval.
right in the middle of our residential community.
FERC has approved the expansion of natural gas storage at Seneca Lake.
FERC has given a permit to Dominion in order for them to construct an export and liquefaction site in our neighborhood.
Dominion Transmission came to our town to build and operate a 16,000 horsepower natural gas compressor station less than 1 mile from our only elementary school.
This is a Mark West processing plant. This is where they take the raw wet gas and refine it to take out 8 different byproducts. This is only the second phase of this plant. There's 2 more additions to come in the future that'll double the size of it. Just a little bit over a mile from here of the Seneca Valley School District with 3,200 students.
The project faced overwhelming opposition by our town, and our mayor and town council voted unanimously to deny a zoning variance for the project.
Earth Justice put in a request for a rehearing so that they would look at the whole thing over again. And by law, FERC had 30 days to respond to that. They didn't respond, and in fact what they did was gave themselves an extension with no deadline.
We followed the guidelines, we followed the laws, we followed the statutes, and still we did not get just recourse.
Good neighbor Dominion Transmission sued the town and used the federal preemption granted by the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to force the project upon us.
Dominion is building. FERC hasn't made a decision, and there's nothing else legally that can be done by Earth Justice on behalf of the citizens.
So we warned FERC then that if they continue to do stuff like this to communities across the country, that critical mass was going to build.
We had a very effective week where we had almost 200 people take part over the course of the 5 straight days.
By having sit-ins and blockading their offices and preventing them from doing their work, and bringing giant images of the families and the towns that they are destroying.
On the very last day, we kept at least 150 FERC employees out of the building. We had a teach-in on the sidewalks with people from Pennsylvania who have been hurt by fracking.
I can't begin to tell you all what it means to me to have you here, to have you help me giving voice to the tragedy that we're all experiencing. We have to beat this monster back before it ruins where we live.
This could be a real tipping point, that if the tundra begins melting and vast amounts of methane are going up into the atmosphere, we could find a runaway situation where governments become relatively powerless to stop rapid climate change.
We don't have time to waste on this.
We need a massive movement of people.
Multiple communities of thousands of people will make a difference. And so that's why we need to unite and we need to stand up and say no more. Not in my backyard, not in anybody's backyard.
We are now planning a major action at the end of May, from May 21st to May 29th. We need to show FERC our movement just keeps growing and growing, and we're not backing down.